What's going on there, internet land? My name is Johnny, if you don't know me. And before I talk a little bit about my dear friend Tony Horton and Peanut X, I guess I'll tell you a quick story. I'm 33 right now. Right now we're in August. It's August 31st. Back August of last year, I was kind of shaking my head going, hey, hold on, wait a second. Like, I don't think so much this event is ever going to ever take place in order for me to start exercising physically on a regular basis, on a daily basis. You see, the story that was going on in my head since way before February 1st in 2022. And I remember that day for a very particular reason. The story going on in my head that was running my life for probably years. Was like, oh no, once I reach my goals, once I'm hitting my targets, then I'll start exercising physically on a regular basis, on a daily basis. Like once I'm already there, then I'm gonna start working out. and I'm committed. Like I'm gonna do it right. Like if I do something, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna go all out with it. I'm gonna eat right. I'm gonna take care of myself. And the story was like, nah, like I'm good. I still have a six pack, from when I was in college. Once I reach my goals, once I'm hitting my targets, then I'm gonna start working out physically on a daily basis, and I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life. So a six pack from when I was in college. I dropped out of college when I was like 21 years old. Nah, I dropped out of high school my sophomore year. I got a GED. I went back to college. I went straight to university. I passed a couple classes. And I didn't have a six pack. I probably had like a six pack of booze. Is what I had. So that story was sort of like running my life for years. And back August of last year, I was like, nah, hold on one second. There's something totally wrong with how I'm living my life. And I was at that point where I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't know if you've ever been at that point. Well, I was at that point, August of last year, where I drew a line in the sand and I said, enough is enough. So I made a decision, like, now, I'm gonna start exercising physically. So it started off with 1,000 push-ups, and then like sort of like evolved 1,000 push-ups, 100 pull-ups, and like 100 curls or so. And then I was like, now, if I want to get any results, for sure I have to get in some cardio. So, so I decided to start walking a mile every day, to get my body moving and to get like some fresh air in my lungs and stuff. And I did that for quite some time. I remember doing that. Even on Thanksgiving. I remember doing that even on Thanksgiving. And then I was doing that until I got a letter in the mail. The letter that I got in the mail was for jury duty. The letter I got in the mail was for jury duty, and that was already in December. Right around Christmas time too, and my birthday's on Christmas Eve, so I was like, oh, hell no, I'm gonna go to jury duty. At the time, we had an Apple emergency. It was an Apple emergency. So instead of going to jury duty, I made an appointment at the Apple store at the mall, at the Genius Bar. So they could take a look at my iPad. when I was wrong with the iPad? That's a really, really great question. I don't know if this has happened to you before. Well, it's happened to me. When you let your phone die too many times, mm, like the phone, like it commits suicide. The phone, like it commit, like all of a sudden, your charger won't bring it back. You won't like bring it back to life or whatever, and you have to use a more powerful charger, for like from like your MacBook or something to power your phone back. Well, I knew about that, and for that very reason, I would never let it die. I would never let the iPad die. Like it had died on me once. Mm. Oh, so suddenly it just started like happening, like kind of like all random. Mm. So uh so instead of going to Dre Do, I went to the Apple Store and so they can take a look. So long story short, I obviously quit going on my walk because I didn't want to get picked up by like a police officer or something. Mm. Mm. Um, and by my birthday, but by my Christmas, by then I had already been introduced to Tony Horton and Peanut X and stuff, and I made a decision. Mm. I was like, nah, the So the way I was living my life before it just doesn't work at all. I'm gonna exercise on a regular basis. I'm gonna exercise on a daily basis. Like no matter, and you know it's already been. Okay, go to the 90, 200, 205 days. 205 days of the Peanut Yak sound. Like every single day, like no matter what, no matter what. Mm. So, long story short, I get to the point, right? Okay, so, we've all heard of the book, Think and Grow Rich, yes? But it's by Napoleon Hill. Well, that book has created more millionaires and billionaires than any other book of its kind. Napoleon also wrote some other books like Outwitting the Devil, The Secrets to Freedom and Success. And he also wrote another book called the Law of Success, also by Napoleon. Mm. And there's also another little book out there. It's called The Science of Getting Rich, because there is a science to getting rich. And it's actually an exact science. Kind of like mathematics, right? And well, the big secret in that philosophy, the big secret in the science of getting rich, that very, very few people are aware of, is that you have to exercise physically on a regular basis. You have to exercise physically on a daily basis. Like you have to take vitamins and stuff. Mm, mm. And you have to really take care of yourself. You know, I'll say this. All the professional basketball players in the NBA, the only way it's even possible for them to be highly paid professional athletes is with Think and Grow Rich. All the professional baseball players in the MLB, the only way it's even possible for them to be highly paid professional athletes is with Think and Grow Rich. Professional basketball players in the NBA, the 2018, all the professional basketball players, football players, and baseball players in the NFL and the MLB and the NBA, the only way it's even possible for them to be highly paid professional athletes is with things. Even the president of your country, the president of the United States. The only way it's even possible for the president to be the president of the United States is with Think and Grow Rich. And the big secret, I'll say this. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there who have had a story, sort of like running their life, probably for years. Probably 4 years, and that story is this. That story is once I reach my goals, like then I'm gonna start exercising physically on a regular basis, and I'm committed. I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna eat right. I'm gonna exercise, uh, and I'm just gonna go all out with it. I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life. Mm. When in reality, no dramatic event is ever going to take place. Like ever, like the law of attraction. Ah, well, like no event is ever going to miraculously ever take place, ever, like ever. I promise you. You're better off going on an Easter egg hunt. And I promise you, uh, you, if you don't have to wait for some miraculous event to someday, one day, take place in order for you to make a decision.